Hello class, I hope everyone's doing well. Today what I have planned for us is a lot like our series worksheet but with parallels now. So we learned we have two different types of circuits, our series and our parallel. We've done our series and now we're going to practice some parallel. So again, just a quick review, what is our Ohm's law when we're trying to solve for current? Well, like we said during our series, our Ohm's law for current is I for current is equal to our voltage divided by our resistance. We also said that we have a formula when we try to find our total for parallel. Remember, parallel is different than series. For parallel, we say that 1 divided by, or 1 over, like a fraction of our R total is equal to 1 divided by or over R1 plus 2 divided by, plus 1 divided by R2. And we can keep going for as many resistors as we do have in parallel. So let's see how this works in action. It says find the R total of the following circuit. So we're just practicing using R total right now. So we're going to say that R 1 divided by R, let me get some more room, here we go. 1 divided by R total is equal to 1 divided by R1 plus 1 divided by R2 plus 1 divided by R3. And the nice thing about this is we can name any one of these resistors R1, R2, or R3. So they're all equal to 12. So our total is going to be equal to 1 divided by 12 plus 1 divided by 12, divided by 12 plus 1 divided by 12. And again, you guys are really, really good at addition. I know it. So everyone is telling me that 1 divided by 12 plus 1 divided by 12 plus 1 divided by 12, or 1/12 plus 1/12 plus 1/12 is 3/12. Now, the tricky part, we have 1 over our total is equal to this. So we still have to figure out how to solve for our total. And this is when we use what I taught you guys during our Zoom call on Wednesday, which is called the fraction, what I call the fraction flip. So anytime we have a variable on bottom equal to something, we can flip these two spots. And so for this example, we would have 1 divided by 3 divided by 12 is equal to R total. So all I did was I moved our total, I moved our total where 1 divided by 3 over 12 was. And now this is at the point where I would use a calculator. So, I was looking at that earlier. Calculator, we're going to say 1 divided by, I'm going to put the brackets around it to make sure we do our parentheses, our order of operations correctly. My answer comes out as 4. So my R total is going to be 4. Also, a little trick when we have fractions like this, just to show you guys, when we have something divided by a fraction, if we just turn that fraction over, it would have looked like this, divided by 3. So having 1 divided by 3 divided by 12 is also like having 12 divided by 3. We just flip our fraction over. Maybe you guys know that 12 divided by 3 is 4. So that's how we do these examples. So let me help you with this one. This is question 6. There's a couple parts to it. So I'm going to help you with the first part and getting you started. So we're going to use our total that we've been practicing, that we did here, and you guys will practice on question 5. And we're going to try to find the current in the circuit. So we said that our sorry, we said that our voltage or our amount of voltage in our battery is 60 volts. And then what I should have done is I should have given you guys R1, R2, R3 instead. I should have said this like R1, and I will go in and fix that. R2 on the worksheet is equal to something, and R3 like I've done before. I should have done it this way. Sorry about that. So I'll make sure that gets corrected. But this is what we're going to copy down. So R1 is going to equal 17 ohms. R2 is going to equal 12 ohms, and R3 is going to equal 11 ohms. Sorry, let me check this one second. Sorry guys, ignore me. Ignore me. I read our questions wrong. How bad of Mr. Max. So, what we're going to do is question 6 right here said and it should say part 1. So this is really I need to get rid of this part 1 to make it more clear. So what I first want you to do is find the R total of this circuit. So that's what we're going to do first. Let's find the R total. Then we're going to use the R total we find for this question number 7. I am so sorry about the confusion. I was confusing myself with my worksheet. So we're going to find R total, just like we did up here. So our equation we're going to use is this one. 1 divided by R total is equal to 1 divided by R1 plus 1 divided by R2 plus 1 divided by R3. So we're going to say 1 divided by R total is equal to 1 divided by 17 ohms. Oops. Got to copy that. Ohms. Do I have it anywhere? Oh, okay. So we're going to go to insert, go to special characters, and I like to draw an ohm, kind of like that. Good. You click on it once and it pops up. 1 divided by 17 ohms plus 1 divided by 12 ohms plus 1 divided by 11 ohms. So this time, we don't have our denominators, the bottom parts of our fraction, the same. So it would be really, really hard to add them all together. And because of that, I'm going to use my calculator. So I'm going to look at what 1 divided by 17 plus 1 divided by 12 plus 1 divided by 11 is equal to. And then we got 2.33 is what we'll use, 0.233. Now we're going to use our fraction flip to find out that 1 divided by 0.233 is equal to R total. Now again, we'll use our calculator. 1 divided by 0.323. So 1 divided by 0.233 is equal to we'll call it 3. 4.3 is equal to 4.3. So our total resistance is 4.3. So what I want you to do for question 7 is now use this R total that we just found right here. I'm going to say above. So that's what I would want you guys to do for this. And then I trust you guys can do our Ohm's law. Now this part, so now the next part that I get maybe a little bit confusing is question 8, 9, and 10. So what I want you to do is use your Ohm's law, our equation for Ohm's law being I is equal to V divided by R, for each bracket, each part of our parallel series. So for R1, we're going to do Ohm's law with just R1. For just our current 1 or R1. So I only want you to use the same, we'll use the same voltage every time. We'll use 70 V and 17 ohms. For R2, we're going to use 60 V, 60 volts, and 12 ohms. For R3, we'll use 60 volts, and 11 ohms. So I want you to go through and practice doing your Ohm's law, and then at the very end we're going to take each current you find and add them up, and they should be the same as you got from question 7 when you use your R total, which we found to be 4.3 ohms. So that's what I want you guys to do in this worksheet. I got you started. I want you guys to do your best to finish it. And I hope that it goes well. If you have any questions, please let me know.